All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to demystify the world of AI careers. It's a field that's just exploding, right? But with all the buzzwords and job titles flying around, it's really tough to figure out what's what, and more importantly, where you might fit into the picture. So let's clear up some of that confusion.
So to kick things off, let's just talk about the sheer scale of what's happening. See that number? 414,000. According to Geeks for Geeks, that's how many AI-related jobs are open right now worldwide. This is absolutely massive. This isn't some little niche corner of the tech world anymore. It's fast becoming the main event. Okay, but here's the million-dollar question, right? It's the one you see on Reddit forums all the time from people trying to figure this all out. What do these jobs actually mean? You see these titles, data scientist, ML engineer, prompt engineer, and now these new ones like AI agent developer, and you're left scratching your head wondering, what do these people do all day? So here's our game plan for today. We're going to build this picture from the ground up. We'll start with the foundational roles, the ones that built this industry. Then, we'll jump into the skills that are super hot right now. After that, we'll take a peek into the very near future with something called the agentic workforce. And to wrap it all up, we'll lay out a real actionable path for how you can start your own career. All right, first up, the foundation. To really get where we're going, you first have to understand where we've been. These are the roles that powered the whole data revolution and basically set the stage for the AI boom we're living through. So, let's talk about the data analyst. The best way to think about them is as part detective, part storyteller. Their whole job is to dive into all this raw, messy data, clean it all up, and then hunt for the patterns and trends, the hidden stories that can help a company make much, much smarter decisions. And this is basically how they do it. It's a pretty clear process. It always starts with a question from the business. Then they go out and gather the data. And then comes step 3, cleaning the data, which honestly is often the most time-consuming part of the whole thing. After that, they analyze it, figure out what it all means, and then finally present those findings so other people can actually use them. Okay, building on that, we have the deep learning engineer. Now, if data analysts are the detectives, these engineers, they are the architects. They're the ones literally designing and building the complex neural networks, the artificial brains that power everything from self-driving cars to the systems that spot fraud on your credit card. So, if you want to boil it all down, here's the main difference. A data analyst looks at the data we already have to figure out what happened in the past. A deep learning engineer builds brand new models to predict what might happen in the future. To put it simply, one analyzes the past and the other creates the future. And then, everything changed. Around 2022, the whole game got flipped on its head with the explosion of large language models, or LLMs. Things like ChatGPT. This LLM revolution created a totally new set of skills that are now in ridiculously high demand.
Now, the secret sauce behind this whole revolution is a technology called the transformer architecture. It came from a research paper back in 2017. And look, you don't have to be an expert on what every single one of these boxes means. The big idea here is that this new design was a massive breakthrough. It let models understand language in a way that was so much more sophisticated. And that's what unlocked the power we see in tools like ChatGPT today.
And all this new power, well, it created a totally new kind of job, prompt engineering. Here's the thing. It's not just what you ask an AI. It's how you ask it. It's this blend of art and science, figuring out how to craft the perfect question to get the most accurate, useful answer back. You're basically learning to be an expert communicator with a machine.
But, okay, what happens when the AI just doesn't know something? Or worse, when it makes stuff up, what we call hallucinating? That's where this brilliant technique called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, comes in. Think of it like giving the AI an open book test. You find the exact facts it needs from an external document, and you feed them to the model right along with your question.
Now, here's a really clever way this is done, called the small to big method. Instead of just dumping a giant document on the AI, you first find the one single most relevant sentence. That's the small part. Then you grab the sentences right before and after it to give it some context. That's the big part. This gives the model exactly what it needs to know without all the extra noise. Pretty smart, right? Okay, so that's the foundation and where we are right now. But let's look over the horizon at what's coming next. And trust me, this is where it gets really wild. AI is shifting from being a passive tool that just answers our questions to being an autonomous coworker that completes goals for us.
Welcome to the agentic workforce. This quote from Ruchir Puri, the chief scientist at IBM Research, just says it all perfectly. Move over ChatGPT, the agents are coming to town. We are moving from simply having a chat with an AI to having an AI take action. It's a huge leap. So what in the world is an AI agent? Well, as Capgemini puts it, think about it like this. You give it a big, complicated goal, like plan my entire social media marketing campaign for the next quarter. The agent then autonomously breaks that down into smaller steps, makes decisions, and actually does the work with very little help from you. It's not a chatbot, it's a digital doer. And you can see that evolution right here on this chart. AI started way down in that bottom left corner with simple, specialized tools. Then it moved up into conversational AI that could answer general questions. But now, all the momentum is pushing toward that top right corner. Strong, powerful agents that can handle really complex workflows all by themselves. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, imagine you're running a marketing campaign. Instead of a person doing everything, you could have a whole team of AI agents working together. One agent is your researcher. Another is your content creator. A third one runs A/B tests on your ads, all working in sync to hit a single business goal. It's like having a team of AI specialists on call. And hey, don't think this is some far-off sci-fi dream. It's really happening. I mean, get this. Rolls-Royce is using agents to automate workflows in IT and HR. Capital One has an agent that acts as a concierge for car buyers. Wells Fargo is using them for complicated compliance paperwork. This is happening right now, in the wild. Okay, I get it. This is all super exciting, but it can also feel a little overwhelming, right? So the big question is, how do you get in on this? How can you actually become a part of this incredible shift? Let's break down some real practical steps. So here's a straightforward 4-step path to get you going. First, you've got to master the core skills. Things like Python and SQL are just not negotiable, and you need a solid handle on statistics. Second, you have to build things, real end-to-end projects. Show you can do the work, don't just say you can. Third, get involved in the community. Go on sites like Kaggle, or maybe contribute to an open source project. And fourth, network. Get on LinkedIn, go to meetups, talk to people. You've got to make those connections. So at the end of the day, we've got to shift our thinking here. The real conversation isn't about being replaced by AI. It's about adapting to work with AI. So the question you should be asking yourself isn't, is an AI going to take my job? It's, how am I going to use AI to do my job in a way that was never possible before? This new world demands collaboration. And the real question is,